Well, a bit of an unusual one today. So this is a commission. So a good friend of mine, Natalie, she sold me my 8th Doctor figure a while back when. So she's a big fan of the Dark Crystal TV show and film. And I think that her and her partner are actually doing a role-playing game version of it at the moment, which sounds interesting. So she requested if I could repaint a Deet figure. Now, I've only seen one episode of this TV show, so I'm going to have to do some research to get a figure, but this is a little figure. Smaller than I thought. Most figures these days are sort of, a bit bigger, but then I suppose these are gelflings, so they are smaller. Some lovely detail on these little figures, but yeah, would benefit from a repaint. So what I'll do is get the figure out, we'll have a look at her, and then I'm going to have to see if the old boil and pop method to get her apart, and then I'm going to have to do a lot of research. Silk spitter, a lot of research to do it. I remember seeing Dark Crystal at the cinema in 1982, I think it was. I think my dad took me. I loved the film, I loved the Skeksis. I need to revisit the TV show because I watched one episode and I couldn't really get into it, but it's getting has gotten rave reviews, so I'll give it another go. But yeah, so I'm going to investigate what colours this should be and see if we can put a bit of detail into it. But yeah, so that's the plan. Hopefully it'll work out. Okay, so I've taken Deet out of the packaging. It's quite a nice little figure. Very small joints. The head I think will pop off quite well. Let's see if I can get the hair off. Fully jointed. You get 2 nice wings. Yeah, not a bad sort of basic paint job on it for a figure. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I'm going to go and see whether I can take any more of this figure apart. I might have to just paint it as is and be careful. Okay, so pop the head off, and I've also managed to pop the front of the wig off, which is going to make it a lot easier to paint the face without getting stuff over. So you can see what Deet looks like with slightly bald face, a bit weird. So what I'm going to do, the base coat I'm going to use for the flesh is Death Guard green, which is not like a nice pale, not quite as glowing green, and then we can build up using that. So the first job is going to be give this a good stir. Let me see if I can find something. Okay, stuck on the pole. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to carry on that, put a couple of coats on, we'll come back. Okay, so I've undercoated the head in green. I'm going to try, I've got some green shade here, which is sort of it's like flesh shade but the green colour. So I'm going to give it a go. It might not work. I might go back to using normal flesh shade. So it's going to be different doing this because I'm used to painting humans. I painted Yoda. He was similar. So we're going to blend all this in like we normally do anyway. There we go, so let that dry. Okay, so this is the wing as it comes out of the packet. So all I've done is undercoated it in grey, and then I've painted on veins using some Nula oil, Nuln black wash. So I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to do some dry brushing to try and bring up some detail on it. Focus. I'm going to do the same for that one. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of dry brushing just using the standard green I use for the flesh tone, just to blend some of this shading in the usual way. There we go, so I'm going to carry on with that. Okay, so I've blended that in. I'm now going to add a bit of, weirdly, although they're green, they've got sort of red blusher cheeks. So I'm just adding just a tiny bit. And I'm also going to paint the white of the eyes in. I think the eyes are going to be the make or break on this one. I'm going to finish doing that, so I want to take my time on this, and then we'll come back. Okay, well, I've finished little Deet. I think she came out rather nicely. You can get a close up of her face. So what I've done is dulled down some of the colouring on the dress to make it a bit more sort of pastel colour. I shaded it all, dry brushed, picked out all the details in different colours, picked out all the wraps in different colours. So all the details there now. Glued the hair back on, put the head on, put some gloss on the eyes, gloss on the lips. So I think she came out quite nicely. One small feature with this figure though, I think it's just this one, can't really see up her dress, but her leg on this side, the body isn't quite clipped together properly inside the dress. I don't want to take it apart and try and fix it. I mean, she does stand up, but she's got just a bit of a loose leg, bless her. But yeah, I quite like these figures. They're quite detailed. Oh, and I put some gloss on the wings just to accent them. They're a lot smaller than I thought they'd be, but they are quite cute. Very well detailed, nice to paint. They do need undercoating though, because the rubberized dress and that just doesn't take paint particularly well, so you have to undercoat it. But yeah, hopefully Natalie will be pleased with this one. I'm going to get it in the post and winging its way back to her. But yeah, if you want to see more of these, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if there's any other figures you'd like me to paint. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks then. Bye.